work is the key to everything. If you're willing to work and put in the effort and make sure that you stay the course. Staying the course means work smart. Not work long, work smart. If that means taking 5 ground balls because you feel good that day, cool. Then you might need to take 20 because you made a couple mental mistakes. All these things are going to help you in the long, road, not the short term, but in the longevity of a career. You're going to need to have work ethics that's going to push you over the top when you need it the most.
Simmons fouled away. Doing good this season. Oh, he's average. He's been over yet. Federer's gonna wait.
A manager draws attention to a telling defensive stat.
Well, there's an interesting situation brewing here. He's done well at Double-A so far, and there's some definite star potential, but the organization already has an established star at his position in the majors. I've got MLB Pipeline's Jim Callis with me. Jim, what does being blocked in this manner mean for a prospect's development, and what are some options for the team?
Yeah, I think if you're the prospect, you just have to focus on being the best player you can be, because it will work out one way or another. There's always a saying, you're not just playing for the parent club. There's 29 other organizations watching you. So there's a number of ways this could resolve itself. One, he could play a different position, or they could move the big leaguer.
A coach hopes to help his player get more out of his plate appearances. This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs on them.
We are getting closer day by day to the trade deadline, and that means that top prospects could be on the move. I'm joined today by Carlos Pena. And Carlos, when you were on your way up the ladder to the majors, did you ever notice the chatter around the trade deadline?
Oh, absolutely. It's almost impossible to ignore it. And the thing is this, you can't control it, so why even worry about it? But it's easier said than done. I mean, you have to really focus in your game, staying within your approach, and not let all that noise distract you. At the end of the day, you're really playing for the entire major leagues, and you have to understand that no one is untouchable. I was the #1 prospect for Texas when I got traded to Oakland. I was the #1 prospect for Oakland.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Minor League All-Star action coming up on the show. It's the South Division All-Stars taking on the All-Stars from the North Division. First pitch coming your way next. So just about set now. And starting this one, Jonathan Stever. What do we have on him?
He may not dominate, but he always keeps the club in the game. If you can score runs, you have a really good chance to win with him on the mound today.
Base is empty, 1 away. Number 5 getting ready to hit.
The first baseman, number 5.
And here it comes. Bounce to the left side. Gets it to first. And now 2 gone. And the batter will be the shortstop, Johnny Random.
Batting ninth. The shortstop, Johnny.
First offering misses the mark. Castillo off of first with 2 away. The pitch. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. And that should be extra bases. Right past his coach, headed for the plate. Throw home, not in time. The run scores. And they lead by 2.
A little more backspin on that instead of the top spin. And he's jogging around the bases rather than pulling up at second.
And now the first baseman, Luis Toribio. On the ground to the left.
On the bag, on the bag.
Slings it across. Third out.
Your pitch,
Base is empty with 2 away. Johnny Random will hit next.
The batter number 6. Shortstop, Johnny Random.
Swings through that one. 0-1.
Clearly all in on the fastball right there, but it was a changeup. Bottom just fell out of it. He's going to have to make an adjustment.
Next offering way off the plate. Rolled over to third. Ersig picks it up, whips it to first. Out number 3. And now here is Johnny Random. 1 for 2.
The batter number 6. Shortstop.
That one ripped. This one's got a chance. Jumps, but it's off his glove. He's in with a double, and that's his second double of the night.
First pitch swing in, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. Just a very nice approach and swing right there to use the big part of the field. Everything was on time. He stayed balanced through the entire swing and just launched that one into center.
So the lineup flips over, and here's the first baseman, Luis Toribio.
Really good piece of hitting last time, going to the opposite field.
And the 0-2. Swing, and a ball popped up. Nelson makes the catch, and that'll do it.
Well, this was a tightly played game. Got a little of everything. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching and defense in certain spots. Definitely a fun one to watch.
The 5-3.
coach admonishes a hitter about pitch selection. A player who lacks plate discipline will likely get dismantled by top-notch major league pitching. A player is challenged to raise the bar defensively.
You can only control what you can control. We hear that all the time. You cannot control who else the organization has at your position, and you know that better than most.
Yeah, no, I do. I know I was come up in the minor leagues. I had a coach tell me, Jeff Datz, he told me, hey, I know you got Richie Sexton in front of you, who ended up hitting 350 big league home runs, and Jim Thome, who's one of the greatest players of all time, 612 homers. Those were the two guys ahead of me when I was coming up in the minor leagues. And I remember Jeff Datz saying to me, he goes, you know what, Kate?
In the minor leagues, a lost season is never fully lost because any situation can be a teaching opportunity.
Thank you to whoever just joined the stream. I'm not talking because I'm just gonna sim till I get to the MLB. Thank you whoever just joined the stream though. You're an amazing person. Hope you have a great night. If you decide to leave, that's your choice. You don't have to. That would be awesome if you stayed. Send news in the chat. Like and subscribe if you're new here. Thank you. So yeah, this is Johnny Simmons. I was gonna do Johnny Sins. You guys don't know who that is. He's a big meme. So yeah. But Johnny Simmons sounds like a cool name, and yeah, okay. So yeah, thank you for joining the stream.
A Double-A manager has called one of his young players in for a quick word. The word is good. Within 48 hours, this player will be...
Exciting times as one of my diamond in the rough players gets the call up to AAA. And of course, few things get fans as amped as players with limitless potential. He is really starting to flash. Mental performance coach Kellen Lee joins me now. Kellen, how do you help players deal with expectations that come with promotions?
Well, first of all, this is a really exciting time for him getting that call up. But the most important thing for these players to understand when they do get that promotion is to stick to the processes that they know work for them. They've been successful and they've earned that promotion for a reason. And they...
Did I hear this right? Triple...
A manager draws attention to a telling defensive stat.
When players start producing, especially early in their career, fans can't help but compare them to MLB stars of the past and present, trying to get a comp. Ken Griffey Jr., the Hall of Famer, joins me. Ken, how hard is it to compare and predict who these players could become?
Well, it's still hard to compare people. Compare, eras, decades, even your contemporaries. You still can't compare. Growing up, I wanted to be like my dad. At age 12, 13, he sat me down. He said, "You're going to be bigger, stronger than me. You're going to hit more home runs." And at that time, I didn't believe him. I still went out there and played my game, patterned my game after his. And all of a sudden, I get 23, 24, and I start hitting the ball out the ballpark at a more frequent rate. And he just looked at me and started laughing. So it's hard to compare or predict what these kids are going to be. But you try to give an idea of somewhere of what they can be, but it's still hard to do.
Hitting the ball to the opposite field is something that coaches will stress at.
A player receives advice about the refining of his game. An agent checks in with a client currently in the minors.
The more I see of this guy, the more I'm convinced he has what it takes to be an impact player at the major league level. A lot of folks getting on board with that. He's really impressing with his play. Mike Lowell joins me. Mike, what?
This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs on them.
Sometimes the closer you get to the major league level, the harder it is. And here's the situation we got right now. He's been up at the AAA, great AA. He's done nothing. He's petering out. Jeez, maybe we do have a draft bust on him.
A player is entreated to keep developing the skills that are vital to his makeup.
We know a variety of things can contribute to a player's success at any level of baseball.
A manager draws attention to a telling defensive stat.
The phrase "well played, Mauer" from the advertising.
A player is challenged to raise the bar defensively.
He recently got the call to AAA, and he is now within shouting distance of the major leagues. But for now, he'll have to prove that he can compete and...
This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs on them.
When you get to the AAA level, you know exactly how close you are to making the major leagues. Sean Casey, you know more than a little about that. You only had to spend 20 games at AAA before...
I don't know. Was that from Bauer?
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. AAA Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the AAA West All-Stars taking on the All-Stars from the... All right, we'll be back to get this one started after the... Just about set to go.
I just knew that...
Towing to slab here.
I know that I'm doing really good so far, actually. 335 average, 55 RBIs, 88 hits, and 14 home runs. Pretty good, actually.
Jay Newsom. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Well, he's not a scout's dream because of the height, an undersized pitcher, but the heart is there and knows how to work the corners of the plate, add and subtract velocity to keep the hitters off balance.
And a pitch.
Hit.
Line drive, base
Let's go.
hit.
Nice.
Throw stops the lead runner.
This is the
at
All-Star
second.
game, so I'll talk
2
for
on
it.
And 2 out.
So, yeah. I guess I'll talk for some
Anytime
All-Star
you rip
games
a
and
line
stuff.
drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
So first and second with 2 outs. Here's the third baseman, Ezekiel Duran. On the ground, right side to first. That's
I got a
the
base
third
hit though,
out.
so I'll take it. So gotta take a
Here's
shower.
speed threat,
Ow!
Johnny Random.
Fucking. Ow. That hurt.
This
Ow.
one in the air, center field. Hessel drifts towards it. He's got it. And that is out number 3.
Ow.
Top of inning number 7. And here is Johnny Random. The pitch.
The shortstop, Johnny.
On a
Nice.
line, base hit.
2 singles today.
Find it.
Oh, caught up in a rundown now. The tag, and he's out. Runner on at first with 1 gone. Now it's the shortstop, Johnny Random.
Number 6. Shortstop, Johnny Random.
Puts it in the air out towards left center.
It's okay.
Swaggerty makes the grab.
Got
And
2
there's 2
singles
down.
today. I'm happy about it.
7-2 your final here today for Chris Singleton.
But yeah, I'm happy about it. Pretty good. Had a good game. No, could you be here, boys? For no game. Well, an All-Star game, pretty good. 2 singles. Last All-Star game, I had like a double and stuff. Doing pretty good.
This young player has been flying up prospect rankings, drawing attention from scouts and from baseball media. Why all the attention now? And at what point can we know we're no longer just looking at a hot minor leaguer on a streak and we're onto something more?
Well, he's getting the attention because he deserves it. Listen, you know, at some point when you put a lot of hard work in, as he has, it's obvious, and then the success comes with it. The statistics are lining up with what everybody sees.
A player receives advice about the refining of his game.
Yeah, our average rises, decreases, but it's doing pretty good right now. 340 average. Pretty good.
Talking with Cliff Floyd, and Cliff, when you're in AAA, those pitchers are making fewer mistakes and they've got a better read on you. You have to be on your toes as a hitter.
No, you do. And you know what? They come to get you.
A manager draws attention to a telling defensive stat.
Was there a time in your career where you were going through a small drought of homers at the plate? What was that like for you as somebody who had so much pop in your game?
Yeah, you know, trying to hit, you know, home runs is a tough thing to do. You know, you got a guy throwing.
A player is entreated to keep developing the skills that are.
At the AAA level, a lot of your teammates are guys who have been to the show already, and they can impart a lot of wisdom that can be really useful to a young player. I got to think you need to pay it. This is a guy we've talked about before, and he's getting a lot more attention lately, really rising up the prospect ranks. Mike Lowell is with me. Mike, you went from 20th round pick. Carlos, you played in AAA on your way to the majors, and I got to think, as a fan, it's got to be so exciting being right on the doorstep, knowing that
In the minor leagues, a lost season is never fully lost because any situation can be a teaching opportunity.
Guys, you've heard me talk before about what a bright future this young player has. He's opening some eyes. He's getting some national attention.
With the team's chances hanging by a thread, this skipper calls for a last stand.
Oh, oh, I thought that the Angels, like, what's it called? I'll take it. Here's my career. 5 at-bats, hits 167, averaging 31, homers 25, RBIs 84. Yeah, pretty good career so far. I mean, in AAA and AA. Career stats. Here's like all my events and awards, I guess. Pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, guys, I gotta go. Bye. Thank you so much for watching.